Electricity isn't the internet.
It's not. It's magical little elves that run signals back and forth. Hello, 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 hello. Thank you again for joining us today. It is always wonderful that you spend time with us. My name is Kelly Wright.
And I'm James Ernest, and we're here all week reminding you to keep our significant other's name out of your ugly mouth since April of 2020.
Yes, let's talk about that, shall we? Let's talk about that.
But first, before it disappears, I want to talk about something that's fresh to our program. Why?
All right.
It's the sun. We haven't seen the sun in my background for probably about 6 months, but there it is. I went ahead and threw the blinds open and lit up the room just so you could see how I light up a room.
You look fresh and lit. You look freshly lit.
I look bright red. My camera's doing a number on the color correction here, but I assure you I am not sunburned to death. It is merely the color correction on my built-in camera.
Well, as always, I look completely whitewashed out due to the bright lighting in my studio, so I stay my gothy pale self as always. James, I don't want to step on your conversation starter. So, do you have conversation starters today?
It's time for our opening segment, Conversation Starters, sponsored this week by Self Something or Other. Look at great! I didn't finish this apparently. Tonight's Conversation Starter comes from My Health Alberta. Conversation Starters for kids. Kelly, what's your favorite cereal?
Ooh, my favorite cereal is Rice Krispies. I love Rice Krispies.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How come? Because it's rice and it's crispy?
It's rice and it's crispy, and it has a couple of different stages that I absolutely enjoy all the stages of. It starts off where you pour it in the bowl and you get just the right amount of milk and you listen to it talk, and then you take a bite before you push it in.
Help us. Hello, help us.
I know.
Let us go.
There's a whole
Free our crackling souls.
There's a whole weird ritual around it. So then you mount it on, you take that dry bite with just a little bit of milk. Then you take your spoon and make sure you press it all down into the bowl so it all gets wet. And then you eat. And then you wait a minute, and then it starts getting softer and softer. And then you drink the rice milk at the end. It's my favorite. It's my absolute favorite.
Parts of that were extremely erotic. I have to tell you, in terms of cereals, I think I have to go with Lucky Charms. But only on the day the box is opened, because after that their freshness falls precipitously.
The marshmallows get sad. They do get sad.
They do.
Did you know? Did you know that you can buy bags of the Lucky Charms marshmallows? You did. Okay.
Yeah. Don't think I haven't thought of it. But I actually like the balance. I like the oat cereal and the sugar puffs. I don't need just the marshmallows by themselves. But you could add those to Rice Krispies and make your very own perfect mix of crispy rice and puffed marshmallows. Janice and the Dozens, please tell us about your favorite breakfast food. And while you're at it, please support us on Patreon, where you can join our Baker's Dozen and enjoy early access to the rough cuts we post on YouTube. The link is in the thing.
All right. It's the slap heard around the world, James. Let's talk about it.
Oh, my God, I know. I can't
stop.
I'm not going to say I can't stop reading about it. I can't avoid it because it's every other post on Facebook.
It's everywhere.
But,
so it is our duty. It is our duty to talk about it, I guess. Are we?
I recently heard from a fan that he enjoys listening to our podcasts and how they contextualize the news of the day. And so, as much as I thought perhaps that news would be old after a while, it turns out to be very entertaining. So yes, this week is right after the Oscars, where many, I'm sure, fine people got fine awards for fine things they did. But all we care about is Will Smith slapping Chris Rock for telling a joke.
Yeah. Okay. I've been doing a lot of reading on it, and
it turns out slapping folks is a bad thing.
I don't blame his emotional reaction to the joke. I don't, because Jada, his wife, has been very open about her battle with alopecia. Chris Rock is aware that she has alopecia. Hell, Chris Rock even narrated a documentary about the history of black women's hair and understands the gravity of the identity of a black woman tied to their hair. So when he did that joke, yes, you see Will laughing in the middle, and they cut away. And then, because you can see Jada's face as her eyes roll, and she is not happy. So Will looked over at her, and that thing, defending my family, came in. Now, did he handle this well? No. Were his feelings valid? Absolutely. His feelings were very valid. There were other ways to take care of it, but it was the heat of the moment, and I think it was just the breaking point there where that wasn't the only time that Chris had come at Jada in a joke. So it's unfortunate. Chris Rock, being a gentleman, is not pressing charges. I just found out on my ride home today from work that the Academy is now coming out and saying that they did ask him to leave the theater, and he said no. So before they were saying,
well, there's ways of asking. I'll tell you though. So Legal Eagle already did a bit on this. He was online the very next day with his taking his opinion, and he was like, it's not for Chris Rock to not press charges. It is totally okay for the DA to just say, yeah, I don't. You assaulted this man. It doesn't matter if he wants to press charges or not. They can take him to court. But none of that matters. What I think is interesting about this whole conversation is that we're having this whole conversation like if John Wayne had got up and slapped somebody in 1964, like it would have just been news, but it wouldn't have been like this sort of meta contextualization of people's childhood trauma and the things we like to think about and talk about in the media now are so complicated.
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on behind when you have people who are hitting each other, or that's their first reaction. That means there's a lot of stuff that went on in the past that causes that reaction. So
I know I know that, but like I don't know. It's so weird that it makes news. Obviously, it was on TV everywhere.
Oh, it was global.
There was swearing and violence. It's the best part of the Oscars, frankly.
It was global. So it'll be interesting to see how the Academy handles it. It's like, do they take?
Yeah,
away
I think they make it a regular part of the show.
What?
Sure, every year's Oscars is going to have some kind of swearing and violence from this point forward. I think that's just enough. It's great for ratings.
Then they can just call it the Oscars in the Octagon. How about that?
5 finalists enter, 1 finalist leaves. There's not an envelope anymore. There's just a Thunderdome.
It's just a Thunderdome, and you better be MMA fit to go in
right.
and
if you want to win an Academy Award from this point forward, you need not only to make fantastic movies, but also defend yourself from physical assault. I saw a picture today.
Okay,
there's
that's
a
the way the
zoom in
Oscars
on
wanna
Chris
go,
Rock's
more power to him. I think the
right
ratings will
hand
go
where he's making a
after
fist.
that.
For 1 second, he's thinking about striking back, but it's a good thing he only thought about it. He didn't do it.
He didn't do it. He held his composure. He didn't even grab his face. He didn't fall back looking shocked. I commend him for doing that because many people would have just been a brawl city. It would have been a complete bar fight on that stage. So kudos to Chris Rock for holding his cool and keeping the show going.
Well, he did certainly lose his train of thought, though. He certainly fell away from the script for a while.
Of course.
Oh, well,
but
better
that
than I would
happen
have
to
done.
anybody. I mean, that would happen. You get the shit slapped out of you, as he said.
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith's just slapped the shit out of me, and of course your train of thought is going a million miles an hour. What the hell is happening? Do I fight back? Oh my God, I just got hit. There's so many things going on, and then you kind of come back to the center of reality. You're like, oh, that's right, I'm on live television, and I got a show to finish.
And it's best not to react to it because it's possible they'll just cut this part out and it'll be like it never happened.
Yes, exactly. Like it never happened.
What else happened
James,
this week, Kelly?
Oh, let's see. This week, a flamingo that escaped the Kansas Zoo in 2005 was spotted in Texas.
Flamingos aren't spotted. They're pink, aren't they?
Oh, you are so true.
I saw that photo. That flamingo is gray as the pavement. I think, they only turn pink if you feed them the right things.
That's right. The Coastal Fisheries Division of Texas Parks and Wildlife confirmed to the Associated Press that the African flamingo, known as number 492 because of the number on his leg band, Officer 492, was captured on video.
How pathetic. I think we've talked about zoos before. Zoos are very sad places for animals. I know sometimes they're keeping species alive that are dying in the wild, but still, it's like specimen 492 has something to say about that.
Specimen 492. So that bird 492 and another flamingo escaped from the Sedgwick County Zoo in Wichita on a stormy night in June of 2005. Much like the Shawshank Redemption, they planned their escape.
They dug a tunnel. They stole guard outfits. The whole 9 yards. Mm-hmm. There was a buddy there in the parking lot, ready to throw him in the trunk and drive him off site.
They crawled about a mile through a sewage tunnel, and they
But
dug
here's
their
why.
way out.
I think they deserved it because they were innocent of all flamingo crimes.
All flamingo crimes, yes. So the employees had not yet clipped the birds' wings to prevent them from flying, which facilitated their escape. So while the other flamingo was never seen again, dun dun dun. Number 492 has been spotted several times in Wisconsin, Louisiana, and Texas.
Plus, he turns up in
Sometimes-
magazines with his wings around models, just showing off,
Well,
basically.
sometimes with other wild flamingos. You know those wild flamingos and their flamingo parties.
Oh, I'm going to Google that right now.
So the flamingo was spotted. And some odd things, some bizarre things are washing up on New Jersey beaches.
Is it feet? That's my
braces.
favorite thing.
The whole feet thing is just creepy as hell, isn't it? It's just, why feet with shoes on it? What?
Because, Kelly, the shoes protect the feet. No one cut those feet off. The
no
body
one-
fell into the water. The shoe protected the foot. The rest of the body is gone. It's nothing more.
gone.
I mean, bodies falling into the water is scary, but it's not like the feet have some magical
Well,
identity.
the rest of the body became fish nibbles, and the
Yes.
shoes floated on to the west coast and populated different beaches around. Much to the
I don't know
chagrin
why
and
shoe companies
horror.
don't use that as a selling. Like, your feet will be safe even if you fall into the water. Your feet will last longer than the rest of you. Why doesn't Nike make a bodysuit that would just protect all of me from the nibbling fish so that I can wash
Morbid-
up completely on a New Jersey beach?
Morbid sneakers to protect your feet. Yes. So anyway, on the New Jersey beaches, such trash coming up are like braces, sex pills, and fake eyeballs.
That's all from one spill. They call it when I'm not kidding, when they have to trace body parts floating through the water, they call it a body spill. They literally, it's like any other kind of spill, like an oil spill or whatever. This is a body spill, and they use the same sort of current tracking software to figure out where they're going to wash up.
I've never heard that term before.
So the eyeball and the feet and the braces and the sex pills are all from the same body spill, and we can only imagine what kind of party that was and why we
that
haven't
was a
heard
hell of
about
a
it.
party.
Yep.
Exactly.
I was invited to a body spill party by several of my Republican colleagues. I won't mention who they were.
Volunteers picked up a record amount of trash from New Jersey's beaches last year, with plastic items dominating the haul and bizarre cast-offs, including male enhancement pills, a set of braces, a glow-in-the-dark condom, and a Turkish Airlines hygiene kit.
I think the male enhancement pills is actually a great story because someone said, "Don't need these anymore." Maybe it's a story of personal growth and healing.
Okay. Let's see. According to this article, someone said some of it was head scratching, but if not stomach churning. So a hunk of human hair, a full set of dentures, a thong, a used Narcan kit, several marijuana bags, empty, a bullet casing, and a fake eyeball.
Wait,
Also a parking ticket,
if
a
it's an
lottery
empty
ticket.
bag, how do you know that it was a marijuana bag?
There's probably trace stuff in there. It smells like it. And usually this, whatever, sure. A lottery ticket, a glue stick, a mini refrigerator, a toilet brush, a TV remote control, a mason jar filled with what they hoped was liquor, a plastic monkey, and a set of rosary beads, possibly from someone praying for the cast of characters that left all of this behind. Wow!
It sounds like if I need to furnish my apartment in New Jersey, I just have to go to the beach.
I think you just need to go to the beach. Yeah, so it's kind of like this list of stuff. If you were on a really, really horrible game show, you could possibly win.
You know what would go in that corner? Some plastic.
Some plastic, nothing plastic. All the plastic. Anyway, so that stuff that is washing up on New Jersey beaches. And last item, Hillary Clinton is going to be making her theater debut.
I thought that was the last item in the washed up on the beach list.
No,
Last item, one more thing. Oh, here's the thing I didn't mention previous list. Hillary Clinton washed up on a New Jersey beach.
Clinton, as she gets poked with one of those beach sticks. Ow!
This is
Hi,
why the
I'm
Oxford
Hillary
comma
Clinton.
is so important to everyone.
Hillary Clinton will play the offstage role of the giant in a production of Stephen Sondheim's Into the Woods in her one-time home state of Arkansas. And that's the Arkansas Repertory Theater. So,
That's great.
so she's going to make her debut de théâtre. So congratulations, Hillary. Good luck.
Good night
hopefully
and good luck.
don't, and the award ceremony, don't slap anyone.
We all
Please don't.
need
Except
second careers.
We all do. Let's take a break, James. Oh, shit.
Are you ready for this break?
I'm trying.
I've turned off your video because of the streaming issues, so.
Okay, ready to go.
This episode of Here All Week is brought to you by Self Actually from Think Salad. Be yourself, actually.
Friend, are you having a crisis of self?
Are world hurts and brain downers disadvantaging your self-togetherness?
Does your menagerie of mind mammals feel neither warm nor fuzzy?
If you're like everyone, you struggle each day grasping at life's purpose and failing to unleash your best self.
Many of us are hopelessly lost on the winding avenue to mind health.
If your quest to up your selfness is slow killing your happy think, then it's time to meet the Friendables at Self Actually.
Self Actually is a blue sky mind think partner that helps minds like yours to connect with their own brightest thinks.
The Braingineers at Self Actually can help you overcome the down-bringing world tropes of the modern soul machine.
To become the best self you can be.
I was once a puppet of my own daily fail urges, wasting hours on side thinks and forget holes that never brought me closer to anything.
But with help from Self Actually, journeyists like yourself can learn... Oh. you and your words. But with help from Self Actually, journeyists like yourself can learn time-tested actualization protocols that improve the experience of every day.
Swell your mind tree branch by branch with Self Actually and learn to battle back the rage buttons that unhappen your calm.
Our daily thinker... Our daily thinker sizes can help you to soothe a world-tired mind brain.
Clobber your thought goblins and enforce your mental strong with our weekly positive experience video call.
Or read yourself to calmitude with books like My Think Unwound, The Delusion, Contemplate Then Never, and How to Repositive the World Inside.
Attack your problem with attacking your problems head on with Self Actually.
Our Braingineers work with each of you independently to create a life print, a careful meta-program based on your personal action values and think dreams.
Hunt your own mighty truth lion through the rainforest of inner awareness.
Float your confidence raft on a rising tide of self-ego.
Crumble your think crust and seek your level in the glorious world pie.
Wow. Become a fresh petal in the global culture. Jesus Christ, James. God, James. This hurts. Become a fresh petal in the global culture blossom.
Helping plans from Self Actually start at just a few dollars every day.
Subscribe to our Think Letter, Mind of the Times, for less than the cost of a weekly haircut.
Or find the best rates using the unique Pay As You Think program.
Pay for only what you think about and cancel whenever you wish.
The consolidation of your thought monkeys means you'll never sacrifice I did it. The consolidation of your thought monkeys means you'll never sacrifice another joy nugget to the ravages of shame.
Join Self Actually today and peek behind your mind curtain for the peak experience of your own best imagination.
That's Self Actually from Think Salad, available from thought product vendors elsewhere. Be yourself, actually.
We also do and think about steaks.
Oh, think about them all the time. Yes, we do.
Oh my God, James! First of all, you have reached your milestone of wanting to do Gineers after everything. So Braingineers.
I think I've hit my maximum jargon quotient with this, and I'll tell you what inspired this ad. I was flying to Las Vegas from Portland on Sunday night, and next to me were the power couple. I think they were coworkers. I don't think they were dating, but maybe it was both, and maybe that was a secret. But they were going over this PowerPoint presentation and flipping through slides, and I couldn't help look. Page after page after page, every headline was like 15 nonsense words. Like it was This is a real PowerPoint, and I swear I couldn't memorize it because it just blasted right out my other ear. But I wanted to take pictures because they were just like that. They were like, and that's what made me send you that picture of unprisoning your think rhino, which is that sort of famous thing to leave on a whiteboard to confuse the next meeting. But it was
Yes.
it was just exactly like that. It was so meaningless.
The pain of sitting through that presentation, just checking out. I mean,
And these guys, they worked on it for 2 straight hours. They just pounded away at this thing. They were literally still working on it when our rows had exited the plane. Like I had to glare at them to make them shut their laptop and put it away. And yeah, I mean, it made a lot of sense to them, and they talked about it and they spewed all this jargon, and man, just every word meant nothing, and altogether they meant even less.
I bet they were very proud of themselves in this corporate speak think that they were doing.
They're basically, they were trying to build an org chart and figure out who does what when, and it was about, I don't know, stores and who plans, and like there was one group called well, I'm actually not going to say any of the words because then I'll be giving away some corporate secrets that I stole, but like they were meaningless terms. They had meaning to them obviously, but to me they were meaningless.
Of course.
And so a lot of it is jargon, a lot of it is internal like double speak, and a lot of it is just I put words here because my best hope of escaping this PowerPoint unscathed is for everyone to just give up and let me do what I want. Like either they throw their hands up in disgust or literally fall asleep. Either way, I keep my job and we unprison our think rhino.
So one of the things I do at work is I coordinate when we have all hands. I am the deck captain. So I get the slides from the team members, right? And I send out communication to the team lead saying, okay, this is how long the presentation is. We have this many minutes. We have this many presenters. You get 2 slides. That's it. You have 5 minutes, 2 slides. And if you can condense it to 1, even better. Even better.
You need to give them candy for getting down to 1 slide.
Yeah, well, it's usually 2. So usually there's a title slide as far as with the team, and then the person will go through and, do the 2 slides. And I swear to God, James, I give them enough notification weeks prior to this all hands. Weeks, and I mean weeks prior. And it's always down to the night before that I am up at 11 o'clock midnight saying, I need these slides now. And they finally send it to me, and it's like 4 or 5. And I said,
Yeah.
I'm going to go through and do some vicious edits on these. So what are your bullet points? So
I think you just need to tell them that A, you will use no slides that arrive the day before, and B, that you will cut all slides after the second. Just, I mean, like, don't do their editing for them. That's just asking for trouble. These people never learned how to turn in their work on time or correctly in school. So it's time for you to school them.
Well, I would like to, but there have been moments where I have sent out missives like that in my email saying, I will not accept this and not accept this. And I get called in. This is not with this team, but I have with other teams. And I get called into the manager's office saying, your tone was a little harsh. And I'm like, really?
Hey, everyone. Oh, just wanted to mention that I won't use any of your slides after slide 2. Goodbye.
Yeah, your tone was a little harsh. And I'm like,
End of conversation.
would you, first of all, are you tone policing me? And second of all, would you have said this to me if I was male? So what's going
yeah,
on?
that's tricksy, but besides that, yes, you need to be firm and maybe tell your boss not to do
Yeah,
that.
I'll be like, I have learned now with this team. I said, here are the parameters in my email. I now do the talk before. Say, here's the parameters I'm putting out there. Do you agree? Do you support me in this? And they're like, yep, no problem. So there we go. Now I do have backup for it. So I'm very happy.
Just a reminder, everyone, 3 and 4 are both bigger than 2. Thanks, bye.
Thanks, bye. Okay, thanks, bye. Let's see, James.
Sure had fun reading all your pages. A lot of them are in the trash now. Bye.
Okay, thanks, bye. I hope you're okay with just 2 pages. Okay, thanks, bye. You have 5 minutes. Bye.
And here's a picture of me smiling more.
Cutoff is at 6 p.m. Thanks, bye.
Okay, bye, thanks. I'm going to be going to a wedding or a funeral that night, so if I don't get your slides by 6 o'clock, they're not going in the deck.
They're not going in the deck, and no one gets to know about your project at all, ever. James, I'm going to throw some interesting trivia, kind of weird trivia at you.
Those are my favorite kinds of trivia.
I know. This is from triviaquestionquiz.com. According to British law, any unclaimed swan swimming in the open waters of England and Wales belongs to whom?
The Queen.
Yes, the Queen.
Those are my swans. Unless they have a number tag from a zoo. Swan 493.
493, which is, just the neighbor of Flamingo 492.
They were in the joint together. I was in for swan stuff. You know how it goes.
Oh, these swans are bastards, too.
I was an ugly child.
Oh, good one. Even better. If you walked for 12 hours a day, it would take the average person how many days to walk around the world?
300.
690 days.
Oh.
There you go.
I was gonna use the shortcuts.
Okay.
I don't know.
The warm path.
300 is my best guess, having no farther, no time at all, and
That's all right.
I feel really good about that guess.
That's
actually.
all right. The only muscle that never tires is what?
The heart.
That is correct, my friend, until you get to the very sad end of your life and you just give up. You're tired.
Or any momentary break that requires the paramedics to arrive.
Exactly. Shh. No more tears, just dreams. Shh.
My brain is pretty tired after reading that ad, I can tell you that much.
Which of New Orleans hotels offer a $15,000 stay to whoever stole the most outrageous item from them?
I don't know any New Orleans hotels. I'll pick answer B.
Yes, that is the Roosevelt Hotel. There you go. Which insect can fly higher than Mount Everest?
The Mount Everest mosquito. It flies 1.5 feet higher than Mount Everest. Its weight's up there for asphyxiating climbers and feeds mostly off their frozen corpses.
No, that's not true. It's bumblebees.
Bumblebees?
Bumblebees. Researchers who tracked two bees that were able to fly at more than 29,525 feet. You would think that they would just freeze up just to be these little hard marbles in the air.
I would think that there was no flowers up there. Like, what is the point of flying at 29,000 feet if you're a bumblebee? Did they just make an infinite number of wrong turns? I always imagine bumblebees literally to live up to their name of not knowing where they're going or what they're doing. So these guys were just like, I don't know, maybe this is the way, and they just got lost. I didn't ask for directions for 29,000 feet.
I think in the end, bumblebees are just pretty big stoners. So they got some peyote
exactly.
flowers. They're like, dude, let's keep going.
Hey, you got any of that pollen from last week? Oh,
dude, what's up here?
Wow. Well, they got high literally then, didn't they? Ha-ha.
Yes, they did. Ha-ha. The Terminator was sold for $1 initially. $1. Why?
Do you mean the screenplay to the Terminator?
The screenplay to the Terminator. The Terminator was sold for, this is poorly worded. The Terminator was sold for $1 initially. Why?
I don't know. Some kind of, it was because it was only worth $1. I have no idea.
James Cameron wasn't famous earlier, and he needed to get his movie made and handed over the rights to the script for a token amount on the terms that he would be allowed to direct the movie.
Huh. Did he get paid to direct the movie?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he got paid.
Well, then it wasn't really a sale for $1 then, was it?
Well, he sold the screenplay originally for $1 and the agreement.
And contingent on his being paid to direct it.
And contingent.
So yeah, that's actually, that question is actually a lie.
That question is terrible. Thank you, Trivia Questions Quiz. You're terrible. And one last one. What bird has the most feathers per square inch?
The bumblebird.
No.
The featherbird. The bird, big bird. No. That's most inches per square feather. Let me guess.
I like your try.
I don't know. Why not the hummingbird? Let's go with the hummingbird.
That would be the penguin.
Oh,
which totally
you know
makes
what?
sense.
Penguins did cross my mind, but yeah. So because they're watertight, right?
They're watertight, absolutely. Let's see, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today, James. I know you are still in Las Vegas.
True.
Yes.
You can tell because there's a picture of Las Vegas right behind my head.
Look at that. And the reason why I'm ending the show so abruptly is because you have a dinner date. So
I do. Well, friend of the show, Sean Carnes, is stopping by in half an hour to pick me up and take me to our favorite steak restaurant. So, yes, that is happening shortly.
Fantastic.
As
Please
I
tell Mr.
step out
Carnes.
for the first time into the maelstrom that is Las Vegas and enjoy a little bit of the spring weather before I come back home and do the same thing here that I do at home. Worky, workity, work, work, work.
Worky, work. Speaking of spring weather, it was actually quite an interesting and well, it wasn't unusual. It's pretty usual for this area, but it was a combination of rain, mist, and sun on the way home. So there were rainbows galore everywhere. Wow. It was lovely. It was a lovely drive home. When I hit 520 going eastbound, and you hit the lake there, Lake Washington, there were rainbows everywhere. It was great. It was
The
really
world
pretty.
is trying to tell you that driving to work is okay by giving you a rainbow unicorn drive home to to fluff you up.
I pretty much went ha 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 in the car. It was so
You were
magical.
singing the whole way. Everything on the radio was a happy song.
It was. Folks, thanks again for joining us today. As always, be kind to yourself, be kind to your family, your friends, your neighbors, your community. We are all going through it. My name is Kelly Wright.
And I'm James Ernest, and we're here all week.